So I want to officially, formally, but not formalistically, welcome everybody to the day's event. What we're going to do is we're going to first hear a message prepared for this occasion by Lyndon LaRouche.
Well, let me congratulate people from Russia who are overlooking what we're doing and what we're getting in the Manhattan area. We're having quite a celebration in Manhattan this period, and it coincides with a celebration which is coming out of Russia. So this is very nice, considering the alternatives, especially the alternatives. But it's very important. What the problem we have is we have a president here in the United States who, like his immediate predecessor, another Bush case, is a real enemy of our own United States, the enemy from within. And it's only because of those enemies from within that we have a mortal conflict threatened to us against Russia and other places. Whereas we have no reason to want that to happen and every reason to prevent it. Because if a war were to break out now between the forces in Russia and the forces in the United States, the probability would be the extermination of the human species. Not the certainty necessarily, but the probability. And therefore, the very idea that we can cooperate to prevent that from happening is of itself the greatest importance at this particular moment. And also at the same time, we have Europe is disintegrating in terms of its capabilities. France is in a mess. Germany's in a period of decline, and things like that. So, but the point is, we could solve these problems if we wanted to work at them. Now, particularly because look at China, and China and Russia are practically one and the same thing in terms of cooperation. They're distinct in their characteristics, but they're agreed in their cooperation. And you have in other parts of the world similar things. India is a remarkable complement to what has been unified with Russia and China. The same thing should be like the Greek issue. The Greek issue is a problem at this time, only legitimately say as an issue, because some people in Germany in particular, but also other countries, want to abuse the Greeks. And there's no reason for to put up with that. And you have people in Germany who are insisting that the Greeks must surrender by allowing themselves to be raped. And there's some people in Germany who insist on raping the Greeks. And that's not a good idea. They may not like that and might respond to it. But the point is, there's no reason for this abuse of the Greeks by the Germans or by anybody else. You also have instability in the British Empire area. And if we remove those factors, there would be no reason for a general war. There might be some nation that would want a general war, but you wouldn't have a combination of forces. If the United States would join with Europe and China and other nations of relevance, there would be no war. There might be conflicts, there might be issues, all kinds of issues. But we're in a period now where humanity is going through a different phase of its existence. We used to have individual powers, ruling powers. But now it's not quite the same thing. We still have the special dignity of specific nations among themselves, but we don't have any reason to treat ourselves as being inherently enemies. The question is how can we work together to produce the results we want. What we're seeing in parts of South America, for example, is an example of exactly what has to be done. But what's happened between Russia and China is an example of that. What India is doing is the same thing. So this is a good reason for celebration. This is a good day for celebration, because I'm sure that there'll be some people in Europe who will enjoy this, but there are also, we know more immediately, right in Manhattan. So Manhattan is, on this particular day, and probably spilling over to Sunday, is going to be a very, very happy time where people rejoice in what the good things are, and we'll let the old grumpy people go off in a corner someplace. But the time is this, and therefore we have to understand that we need a unity among the major powers of the planet, especially the leading major power, and especially Russia and China together, because they're both in the same interest pattern. And we don't want a war with China and India as well. So that's what we should celebrate. And we should let our celebration be a force of influence to incline us in that direction. And I think that's quite feasible. Now, whether everybody has agreed on that or not, that's a doubtful question. But I think we ought to make a good effort on that behalf. I think that will do.